it's good though. I mean, we're getting there. You know, it's a multi-operational thing here. We got to figure out how to do all these little facets of this thing, because if you want to have actually the ability to do this with somebody else, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. We got it ready. It's 9:30, but that's okay.
no, that's okay. You know what? We're figuring it out.
What's recording? So whenever you want to start, let's kick it off.
Well, good morning, top of the morning to you, everyone, because this is the Pound Hour with Lonnie and Brian, and we are on January 27th, I do believe, Wednesday. Is that right? Yes,
Yep.
Wednesday, January 27th, and we're the 2,532 days into the pandemic right now, and we haven't been outside. Our bellies are huge. Our legs are swollen from sitting in one spot, but this pandemic is taking its toll on me.
January 27th is a significant date in biblical history.
It is. It's the day that Judas.
No, that was the day Moses parted the Red Sea. It was a Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday. Oh, well, you know, and on the Red Sea, yeah. I'm not certain on. I know they had biblical dates on there. You know.
They had calendars.
Oh, well, they did have calendars, but that would be the Gregorian calendar, or what was that back then?
I think it was one before that. I'm not too up to date on that, but yeah, there was.
Do you see? I can grab this right here. I can grab a sign for you right there, Brian, and bring it right to you. See that?
Yeah.
Pretty badass.
One more day with this, and then I'll pick up the mug for tomorrow. I'll come by.
There you go. Hey, just for you, because it's the Pound Hour. Yeah, no, that's they look pretty good actually. And I see this right next to that. I'm like, wow, that's actually like the exact same right there. I bring it right to you, right to the screen.
Well, I'm back out in the studio. The lighting's better. I like it out here. It's good. Good background.
Mm-hmm. What's that mirror back there? It must be.
Mirror right here.
Nah, very cool. I see. Yeah, we'll work on the studios, my studio as well, sometime in the near future, because right now, this little in-home studio I have is not what I want, but we'll get there. I mean,
Yeah, set up the area just for that. And
yeah, no, absolutely.
House, you got a lot of good areas.
I've got plenty of areas. Yeah, I just got to make it look like my dog isn't walking all over me all the time. So, although it's starting to become summertime, right, or springtime, starting to become springtime, kind of, sort of. Actually, it's about ready to. It snowed last night up on Columbia Heights, I do believe.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it did not snow here, but it snowed near here. So, and that's where we are, folks. We are somewhere in the lower Columbia Heights, or I am, lower Columbia Heights in Longview, Washington, or as I like to say, Longview, Washington. There you go. Because and that's the Brian's over the river and through the woods over to Kelso. Little Chicago. He's in Little Chicago. I am in the planned city, the first planned city in America, and he's over in Little Chicago. And I know we've talked about it before, but Little Chicago, why do they call it Little Chicago, Brian?
Well, because of its torrid past, like back in the day during Prohibition, there were some wild times. And then in West Kelso, that's actually where the Little Chicago originated, I believe, but it's pretty much, it became all of Kelso. But there was a house of ill repute, as they like to say over there, and there was some corruption in government. And
I think there's a house of ill repute still.
What?
There's probably still a house of ill repute over there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, and there were stills being seized and destroyed, and some weren't. There was some corruption. I believe it was rampant from what I've read. It's, there were wild times, the 1920s in Little Chicago.
I did hear that at one time there was mafia in Cowlitz County area and stuff, or being controlled from some mafia, actually from back east here in Cowlitz County. So I'm not sure if that was any truth, but I would assume so, considering we know some of the Northwest biggest drug events that happened here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like some of the, we had people flying in drugs from all over the world to right here to Little Longview, because this is the port of the Pacific, right?
Gateway to the Pacific.
The gateway to the Pacific, yeah.
to the Pacific Rim.
Yep. Gateway to the Pacific Rim. And so
There you go.
I'm not sure what all has transpired throughout the years through here, but it's been a lot, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, in this little town here, in our area here, we did bring in Weyerhaeuser, and that's where Weyerhaeuser started, and which is, you know, the largest or one of the largest timber companies in the world, and Long Fiber.
Yeah, Longview Fiber. That was a big one.
Long Fiber. They were one of the most number one manufacturers of paper at one time in the world. And then we had Reynolds Aluminum. That's where aluminum started. All that little aluminum that you put it on your tin foil and stuff, you put it on your food throughout the world. That started here. And throughout the years, mills just after a while they start burning out because of their technology and product usually.
Yeah.
Right. So now I believe
what happened with Reynolds, but there was a major shakeup in the aluminum industry. So we lost that, but we still have Weyerhaeuser, Waco, as we used to call it.
Yeah, Waco, and Waco's still around, and they of course started Red Canoe, which was started from Weyerhaeuser Credit Union.
Yeah.
But I know I have a mortgage with them still, and it says Waco on it, not Red Canoe, but.
Weyerhaeuser used to have the greatest Christmas parties. My dad worked there, so we got to go, and there was a show, puppet show, gifts for everybody up on stage at the R.A. Long Auditorium. It was great times. Yeah,
my dad used to work for Fiber, and they always have the Fiber parties out there at Trojan Park. Oh. And that was quite an event. You know, there's nothing but tons of alcohol and games with the kids, and you know, it was fun times. They rarely do that kind of stuff around here anymore. I did a few years back. I went to with Woodinville Lumber up, and we went from here up to some day park, and the whole company got together for a good party. I haven't had a company party like that in years. And I think the movie or the TV show The Office is where the last time I went to a party was watching that show The Office. That was pretty funny.
I went to a party to watch the final episode of Seinfeld. The party was over at the local hotel, and they had a contest. And I didn't win, but I got some grunts and groans from the crowd. I told a totally inappropriate joke, and it went over pretty good, but made a lot of, you know, it was too much for the people, but it was fun. And we watched the episode. It was kind of cool to have drinks, watch the episode, the final episode, with a bunch of people. There was probably 40, 50 people.
Well, you know, episode was one of my favorites. You know, Seinfeld was one of my favorites as well. Yeah, but you know, there's a lot of favorites I have out there for movies and whatnot. By the way, I did challenge you the other day. I said something about getting some movie trivia. So let's take a look at that if you got a second. I've got some movie trivia in my head here that I wouldn't mind see if I can pick your brain on it.
Well, first you asked me to come up with 10 movie quotes, see if you can guess them. Yeah,
so let's go to movie quotes.
Okay.
Right now, just to let you know, we are how far into this thing? Well, we are. I don't know the recording time on. It's hard to tell, but no big deal. That's okay. Let's go for movie quotes. Let's see where we are.
Almost 10 minutes in, but that's okay. We have no time limits, and we can always.
We have no time limits. I'm a no time limit whatsoever.
Okay, here's number one. I'm just picking them randomly. This movie, pretty much in our time, so there's no crying in baseball.
I know which one it is. Tom Hanks talking to Madonna's sister, or Gina Davis' sister, I do believe, and that is A League of Their Own.
There you go. Okay.
I'll give you one. These are folks. We're doing simple ones right now. We're not, you know, people should get these. If you haven't seen these movies, you need to watch them. So, A League of Their Own is number one. Then we'll go. I'll give you another one myself. So, I'll say right here. You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. Instead of being a bum, which is what I am. What'd you say?
On the waterfront, Marlon.
Absolutely. On the waterfront, with Marlon Brando. Great movie. I brought that because I know you're a boxer fan, so I thought I'd bring you a boxer type
Yeah.
of play. So what else you got?
Well, it's funny you said that about that movie. I was reading about it last night, and Eva Marie Saint was the star in that. It was an incredible performance. I want to recommend that movie for that performance. We've all seen Brando.
Yeah, for who?
But his brother Rod Steiger and then Eva Marie Saint, unbelievable.
Yeah. So what else you got?
Oh, this is gonna probably stump you, but you're gonna think you got it right. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
The Godfather.
Incorrect.
What?
Godfather Part 2.
Part 2? Was it part 2?
Yeah, you can win some bets on that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I know it's The Godfather, but I know what I liked them all. One of the things about that when I moved to Seattle and went to Highline for a while there, Highline College.
Yeah.
And after I did all my gum in my mouth, after I got all my finals done, I was working at a video store at the time, but after I got all my finals done one quarter, I was like, that was my my thing for me to do, to me appreciate for the day. I took a day off and I watched all three of the Godfathers. It was like that was my reward for doing so good in college that quarter. It was like, you got to give yourself something, and that was it. It's like coffee and Godfather, and I just watched them all. And I'm a big fan. And I'm sorry I didn't get the right movie, but I knew it was The Godfather.
Well, that's like Alex Trebek would have tricked his players with that one. Oh, Godfather Part 2. And then
Yeah. Well,
you love correcting people.
I know. Well, we're going with easy ones today. So,
well, that was just a trick. Are you curious to see who's going to come in and host Jeopardy to succeed Alex Trebek?
No, I bet you it's probably that weird guy that we talked about. The guy that won a couple $1 million, I believe, or
a funny guy the other day.
The guy that did all the
Oscar
mime stuff.
Yeah, he's too weird. ESPN.
They might have Will Ferrell for a while. That'd be funny.
Yeah, well, they offered it supposedly to Dan Patrick, who's a sports announcer. He used to be on ESPN, now has his own show. He would have been great, but he loves what he's doing. So,
I think they should bring in Will Ferrell just for the time being, because just for what till they hire somebody, because he's just so he's got that little celebrity Jeopardy on SNL for so long. Okay, so you had me at hello.
Oh, that's Jerry Maguire.
There you go. Absolutely, very easy. You had me at hello. That's a good one too, Jerry Maguire. I'm not sure what year that is, but
I think it's 1997.
Something like that. Renee Zellweger.
Yes.
And actually, in that he got his line from a Longview girl. Actually,
who did?
Jerry Maguire got his famous line from a Longview girl. He was like, "You complete me." Remember, he tells her that, "You complete me." Well, the thing is the deaf girl in the elevator who tells the guy that "You complete me" is from Longview. It is she's a beautiful actress. I can't remember her name. It is Andrea Farrell.
Oh, yeah, that was
actually I made an ass of myself trying to pick up on a date with her one time here in high school. She's actually very pretty and very neat, very nice. But I was a nerd, so it didn't happen. But
yeah, it was 1996 actually.
Yeah, and Andrea Farrell is a little deaf. I didn't know she was actually deaf in high school, but I have found out the hard way. And super sweet. But it was "You Complete Me," and that was her acting debut for that movie.
Wow.
But what else you got? What's your next one? Hit me.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride, a bumpy night. Sorry. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Fasten your seat.
I'll give you a hint. Betty Davis said it.
Yeah, that's some old school stuff there. Let me think. Fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah, I'm a little older, so you'll get stuff.
No, that's okay. Betty Davis.
From 1950.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
It's called All About Eve, and you got to see it. It's one of the classics.
All About Eve.
All
Is it
About
black and
Eve.
white? I'm assuming it's black and white. Yeah.
I think it's black and white, and an understudy kind of tries to take over for the lead role gal. Betty Davis is incredible as she was one of the greatest of all time.
Okay, so I'll give you one now. And I'll watch that sometime. If it's a good movie, I haven't seen that one, I don't think. Oh, Captain, My Captain.
Dead Poets Society.
Very good. I almost had to go to the next one, which was part 2 of that was, Carpe Diem, seize the day, boys.
Yeah.
Be extraordinary. That's that one right there from him. Yeah, but definitely one of the best. And if you haven't seen Dead Poet Society, folks, you're totally missing out. It's one of the best movies out there.
Dead Poets Society.
And if you have seen Dead Poet Society, you need to Google the parody from SNL on Google Dead Poet Society parody SNL, because it will make you laugh for certain, guaranteed. It's demented and sad yet social. What movie is that from? I threw the extra one in there, but
I don't know that one.
Demented and sad yet social. You don't remember that one?
Nah.
Oh, well, since it's extra, I won't hold it against you. But Demented and Sad Yet Social is Judd Nelson's response to Michael Anthony Hall's, "Aren't you in any clubs?" "Yeah, the chess club." And he goes, "Oh, demented and sad yet social in Breakfast Club."
Okay.
He is,
Here's a good one. Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
now I'm telling you now, I don't know if that's
Marty!
1 or 2.
Marty.
Huh? Oh, I know it's Back to the Future, but I don't know if it's number 1 or 2.
Oh, I wasn't tricking you again. 1985, Back to the Future. See, I didn't remember that one.
Oh yeah, roads. It's the last thing he says. Roads. Where we're going, we don't need any roads. Yeah. So how about this one? I have yet begun to defile myself.
Oh, that was Doc Holliday and Tombstone. Yeah, that
It
was
certainly was.
That's one of
It
the
certainly
best.
was. I'm trying not to say it in character, because if I say it in character, it's too easy.
Well, he delivered that line, man. That guy was.
I've yet begun to defile myself.
There are more clips about Tombstone and Doc Holliday than probably anything else on the internet. It's incredible.
It's yeah. Well, he did such a phenomenal job. It was just insane. Yeah. They all did, really. I mean, yeah. Sam, they all did great. I mean, Kurt Russell and Sam and Bill Paxton, who is no longer with us, Actually, funny thing, we talked about this morning. I was watching Weird Science.
Oh yeah.
It was an update on. It was an interview with the people from Weird Science, Kyla Brock and Michael Anthony Hall, and the other gentleman, I can't remember his name. Nice guy, but he was.
Guy.
Huh?
He went off to college. That guy. He got out of acting.
Yeah. And when he was 22, he got out and decided to have a life other than Hollywood. So, but it was just cool. It was so nice to see them all. Okay, your turn. You got another one for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cigar face. They call me cigar face, not cigar face.
Well, this one I don't even know, so I'm not going to ask you, but I'll go to the next one.
Well, what does it tell me? If you don't know, I might.
Nobody would know this one, I don't think. Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
Life is a banquet.
1958.
1958. 58. Would that be goes to, what's his name, goes to Washington?
No, it's Anti-Mame, which is a wild one too. These are some oldies. I'll get you a newer one.
Well, yeah.
Here's one I don't know that you probably will. Just Keep Swimming.
Just Keep Swimming.
Animated. 2003 animated, and it had a sequel, and Ellen DeGeneres is involved.
Oh, Nemo, Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo, Just Keep Swimming. Yeah. Okay, so
Never seen it.
here's one that I know you're gonna get, but I love it too much. Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me, aren't you?
Yeah, that's, well, obviously Mrs. Robinson. Love that.
It's not,
The last scene, you got to watch that again.
it's not Mrs. Robinson though.
Just watch the last scene again where they get out of the church and they get in the bus together. It's in some of the
That's a phenomenal movie, by the way. What movie is it again?
Graduate.
There you go. You said Mrs. Robinson.
The
So
Graduate.
yeah. So folks, if you want an older movie to watch, The Graduate is phenomenal. Actually, anything Dustin Hoffman did back then was pretty amazing.
Yeah, and then if you want to watch a real old one, Anti-Mame from '58.
Yeah.
Don't forget the Maltese Falcon, one of the best ever.
Oh yeah, multi-spell. I don't watch those old ones too much, but I will. I'd like to. I mean, why not? But The Graduate is very surreal, and I mean, it is surreal in the fact that, but I say, I don't have enough money to be rich like them, and they had, some of those movies they make all in Hollywood and stuff on these houses, and they're richer than heck people, but that stuff does happen constantly for a young man's life. Yeah, things happen you don't ever think they would happen, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe it will, whatever.
What's interesting is I don't even think they were rich. They were more at that time what was middle class, where they had
Middle, yeah.
But they weren't considered rich, but they were doing good.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
And the pool, he had that pool. He sat around and drank beer in the pool.
yeah, I guess I think of having a pool at your house, that little more upper echelon. But we had one years ago. It's the fact that in Washington State, there's no point in having a pool. Well, there is a point, but it's just hard to maintain. And I think, you know what I mean? You can't go swim all the time because it's raining here all the time, it seems like nowadays. But
in the summer. Oh,
yeah, for sure.
It's kind of interesting. You went to Highline, and so did I, which is kind of interesting for two guys from here going 100 miles.
Right.
Reasons, but that is one of the best junior colleges or community colleges in the state.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it? It's a good college. I found that a lot of diversity in that college. I mean, when I was there, the diversity was awesome. It was like, I mean, going from this town where there's hardly any colors on any skin to up there, and it's like all of a sudden you got, I would say 40% of the people going to school there are of the Asian minority, and probably 30% are African Americans.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the white person, the Caucasian people are like the minority. So that was kind of neat, actually, to get that experience. I just felt weird, but it was great.
Right. Another guy there became friends, became roommates. He was a black guy that was on a scholarship to play basketball. And so I got to hang out with him and his friends. And that was total diversity for me coming from this small town.
From this little town, yeah. Well, I did live in Seattle for quite a while. And I mean, there were times when I was the only white employee or the only male employee, or, so I've had some diversity, and I'm not racist or anything like that. I don't attempt to be. So, I mean, off comments might come from me living here, but other than that, I don't think anything negative of anybody. So, let's see here. Do you have any other more quotes here? Let's go with this one. Let's see. Oh, be nice until it's time not to be nice, and then be nice.
Okay. Oh, that's Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse.
Very good. It's the Roadhouse rules.
I don't know the year to that one.
I would say 90, probably. But that's definitely one of my favorite guy flicks, I think, in particular, or action flicks, or whatever you want to say. Be nice until it's time not to be nice, and then guess what? Be nice.
Well, in high school, I got slapped.
then the next part in that line, Brian, the guy says, "What happens if he calls my mama a whore?" And Patrick Swayze replies, "Is she?"
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. But what else you got?
Well, here's a lead into this one. I once got slapped for changing the line a little bit. I said to a gal, "I think you're going to need a bigger bra." You know what that's, I got slapped. You know what that's based on?
That would be off of Jaws, I
Yeah.
assume. I think you're going to need a bigger bra. That's pretty funny, actually.
Well, I used to watch the roast with Dean Martin, and I would get all these inappropriate jokes, even as far back as junior high. Wow.
Yeah, Dean Martin, all those guys, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, they are phenomenal. They had some pretty good shows. Frank Sinatra had his own show for a while, and you know, of course, he basically ran Las Vegas, I think, so he could do any show he wanted to at the time.
Oh yeah, he did a lot of movies too.
He did. But all those variety shows, the Hee Haw.
Oh yeah.
You name it, they did it. We don't do hardly any of these variety shows anymore. I think it's a damn shame. And right now, we could be doing a variety show with this Zooming. I mean, you can't be around each other all the time. So the only variety show we really have now is SNL, which isn't really a true variety show because it's all about comedy, you know?
Yeah.
There's not. Well, they do have some singers come on there each night and talk.
Music, but they don't have like Ed Sullivan style.
Yeah, there's none of that. So I would like to see.
I just saw they're having a virtual talent show up at the Methodist Church in Kelso. So I thought that's brilliant. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It'll be a talent show, variety show.
Yeah, when is that?
Well, February, what's that? It's coming up. I just saw it on the reader board, but.
When you get a chance, send it to me because I'll see if we can promote it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Next time I'm driving up there, I'll try to get a shot of it. So,
okay.
So
how about this one, Brian? Do you remember what movie this is from? Rosebud.
Oh, yeah, that was Citizen Kane.
And why is that so significant, you know, the word Rosebud?
Oh, because it was the only thing that really mattered in his life. When all was said and done, he'd become a rich man, built an empire, but the only thing that really mattered was this sled that he had as a kid called Rosebud.
And that's the only thing he said, I do believe, in the whole movie.
Yeah. And it's
Rosebud.
Considered one of the best scripts ever written.
Yeah, and it's a oddly made movie that's called Citizen Kane. And if you have not seen Citizen Kane, some people believe that it's the best movie ever written, you know. Yeah. So you got to watch it. It's
of all time of any movie, just overall. So
yeah, that's strange, but actually, I will admit that I have to watch it myself. I've seen it years ago, but it's been so long, and it's kind of a quiet movie, so it's kind of like, well, don't want to waste the time to do that. I'm not going to waste the time. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to watch it. I will watch it. I got oh yeah, and then of course, I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Oh yeah, Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now, absolutely.
Robert Duvall said that.
Robert Duvall. And he's, do you remember what he said right after that? The guy that he said, you know, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. The guy says, sir, we got, what did he say? He says, sir, we got enemies coming in, blah, blah. And he goes, he said, hit the surf. He goes, Charlie don't surf.
Yeah.
But that was one of the things, is Charlie don't surf. He's talking about the Vietnamese, they don't surf, and so
yeah,
it was kind of funny at the time. But I'm like, holy crap, he lost his mind a little bit in that movie, and they all did actually. But I mean, the characters, it shows the sincerity of war, and it's pretty sick and sad. But Apocalypse Now, if you have not seen that movie, watch it. That's one of the best movies out there too. It's just it's sad and it's serious, but the people lose their minds in war. I mean, you're killing people, so, and that happens. And I don't know how much of any true stories that one movie is, but it had a lot, you know, going with it for sure.
Well, Martin Sheen was the star. He was the main character, but he was a replacement. Harvey Keitel did the role for a month, and he just wasn't right. He didn't have the, when he's thinking, it doesn't cause the same effect for the audience. Francis Ford Coppola had to fire him.
Boy, I tell you, I'd like to see that. I would love to see some filming of the Harvey Keitel doing that, because it doesn't even make sense to me having him do that. But
well, when you watch Martin Sheen, he's thinking a lot. He doesn't talk that much. He's thinking, and you wonder what he's thinking. When Harvey Keitel's thinking, you start imagining crazy stuff. He just said it was wrong. He could tell. Francis Ford Coppola said
wasn't a good fit.
Wasn't right.
And I'll tell you, Charlie or Martin Sheen did a phenomenal job, and he went crazy in the middle of it. He had a breakdown, I believe, maybe a heart attack or something. I can't remember. What's that? Heart attack and doing it while he was doing it, and he was high on drugs, and
I know he was drinking. I don't know about, he might have been on drugs, but he was drinking, smoking 4 packs a day, drinking like a madman.
But when he was in the hotel hotel room,
yeah,
and destroys it, that was all like real. I mean, they said go, and they recorded him.
I think
that was good.
He got his hand for real.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're a half hour in plus. We ready to what do you call it? Wrap it up.
No, we can wrap it up. We can wrap it up if we're ready to go. Sure. So, folks, this is the Pound Hour. If you have some information that you can help us, if you want to talk to us, you're welcome to, like the button down below there, and subscribe if you want to. We are just new at this, but we'd love to hear your feedback. That'd be great. I
was going to ask you if you can. I was unable. You gave me some lists of clips, times, and stuff for clips.
Yeah.
Could you do it again and just make it more specific of what you want? I couldn't really read it, but that's
Brian, why don't we pause this real quick? Let's get out of this real quick, and then we'll talk in a minute.
All right. You want to bring the people the clips? Oh,
yeah.
We're do the Rochambeau.
Well, yeah, we got to pound it out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I don't know what that is, but this is a
paper.
Okay. There you go. What? No, it's not paper. You can't do a karate chop paper. No, you can't do paper. We got to redo it. Ready?
No, I didn't. That was
what's that? Well, you can't go straight. This isn't paper. Yeah. This is paper. Paper, scissors.
I did it wrong, but you know what it was. We'll get the judges in on that. Okay, close it.
Yes, ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now you got me. I got scissors. There you go.
Took me 2 tries. All right. See you next time.
See you later. Pound out.